I saw a conversation online a little while ago that said CEOs are sick and tired of LinkedIn. I kind of get the context of what that article is all about. And I kind of agree. But it doesn't have to be that way. CEOs are sick and tired of LinkedIn. But it doesn't have to be that way. Now, I decided to do some research. So I went to Bard. I just wanted to go experiment with Bard. I play with ChatGPT 4.0 as well. And I went to Bard and I said to Bard, I said, here's what I asked. I said, how can I get the attention of the C-suite on LinkedIn? Pretty good question. I decided to ask an AI and I asked Bard. And by the way, it came back with 4 different answers. They call them drafts. Google Bard calls them drafts. They give you one, but then they say, here's 3 other drafts. It came back with some really good content that I'm looking at over here on the left. And I really did like it. And I decided to put my own statements on top of it. Now, I'm going to take what Bard suggests, including what I suggest, and I'm going to put it into the description of this YouTube channel so that you can all read it. Maybe I'll put it on my website. It might be too much to put in a description box, but I'll make sure you can get to it. But the question is this: how can I get the attention of the C-suite? CEO, CIO, CRO, CMO, et cetera, how can I get their attention through LinkedIn? Now, it's not hard. First and foremost, you got to remember, they're human beings. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you do. They're not this mystical creature that you're trying to sneak up on. And furthermore, what did I write? The C-suite is tired of lazy, sloppy, pushy LinkedIn members who consider them like fish in a big fishbowl to be hooked with their sales pitches. Nobody wants to be sold to. Nobody wants to be hooked and pulled in like a fish in the ocean. No, they want to be treated like humans. And they want to have conversations with other humans. So I wrote down, let me see how many it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8 ideas that I'm going to share. And then I will put all of what Bard suggests, which actually, I read it all. I've read through it, and I love what Bard suggests, as long as I have my first bullet points on top of it. Because I really believe we can't miss out on the philosophies that I have as we're looking at what Bard has to offer. So here's the first thing. And I hate the phrase target audience because it sort of looks like I'm shooting at them, like fishing. But we need to know who are the humans and who are the influencers of those humans that are important to us. Who are the people that we need to focus on? Who are the people we need to pay attention to? And who are the people that we want to get into conversations with? Marketing calls it target audience, and I get that. I want to use a different term. Here's the second thing. In the context of trying to get the attention of the C-suite through LinkedIn, you need to know the words and phrases that resonate with these humans. The words and phrases that are important to them. And you need to use those words and phrases that are relevant to who you are and what you do throughout all of your content, your LinkedIn profile, your LinkedIn articles, your newsletters, your posts, your comments, wherever relevant and appropriate. You need to use words that resonate with these humans so that you get their attention because you're saying something that's important to them. Here's number 3. Never sell on LinkedIn. Never sell or pitch. Instead, look for ways to pull these humans and their influencers into conversations off of LinkedIn. Off of LinkedIn. You want to have a real life, human to human, eyeball to eyeball, kneecap to kneecap, ear to ear conversation. Preferably kneecap to kneecap. That doesn't always happen. So let's go with eyeball to eyeball. And if I can't do those, eyeball to eyeball would be a Zoom call for me. If I can't do those, then maybe I can do a phone call. But I tell you what, since the pandemic hit, I call very few people. If I'm having a conversation with my ideal client, my next great client, or influencers who can help me, or people I can help, I'm doing it through Zoom. It's far more enjoyable if I can't be in person. Number 4, stop sending LinkedIn invites to these humans, the CEOs, CIOs, CFOs, etc. Stop sending them LinkedIn invites if they don't know who you are. That whole premise is based on hope and prayer. I'm going to send them an invite, and I'm going to hope and pray they accept it so I can sell to them. No. Be more deliberate about this. Instead of sending an invite to someone who doesn't know you, find a way for them to get to know you. There's lots of ways you can do that. You maybe get introduced by somebody. Maybe engage on their content in some meaningful way. Meaningful, transparent, relevant to the content, not about you, Teddy. Here's number 5. Once you do connect with this C-suite on LinkedIn, do not send them a LinkedIn message and say thank you for the connection. Furthermore, do not use this as an opportunity to pitch to them because they don't want to be pitched to. Maybe once you connect with the C-suite and you can discover their phone number or their email address, maybe you call them and make the conversation about them. Maybe you email them and make the conversation about them until you get permission to make it about you. Here's number 6. This one just frost my cookies, whatever that means. Stop harvesting email addresses and phone numbers from the people that you're connecting with and putting them in your email campaigns and your marketing campaigns. That is just, if you want to have a conversation with the C-suite, well, go ahead. Screw that all up by putting them on your email campaign. And they didn't even ask for that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, 90%, if not 95% of all the email campaigns that are floating around the freaking internet, nobody cares about, except for the people that create them, because they think they're great. So stop harvesting email addresses and phone numbers. That's just outright rude and will not help you create a relationship so you can get into a conversation that can be mutually beneficial. Number 8, my last one. Be transparent. I know, they know you want to sell. We all get that. You want to sell your freaking widget. We know that. But if you really think about who you sell to more often than not, you sell to people who trust, respect, and like you. So instead of trying to jam your product into someone's face by connecting with them on LinkedIn and offering your pitch or inviting them to a demo, oh God, that's sickening. Instead of doing all that, connect with them and develop some level of trust, respect, and like. Again, think about it. Who are your best clients? Who are the people that love you and buy your products, contract you, use your services, etc., etc.? More often than not, it's people who trust, respect, and like you. So if those are criteria, or those are attributes of your best clients, then work to create those. And you can do that through LinkedIn. But you're not going to do that by hunting down the C-suite, sending them a LinkedIn invite, hoping and praying, and when they do hit the accept button for whatever reason, you start jamming pitches in their faces. This is why CEOs do not want to spend time on LinkedIn, because the majority of the LinkedIn members out there are doing it all wrong. I referred to this earlier today. They are using the phrase social selling as a very specific statement on social media to sell. And that is aggravating to all of us, including the C-suite. You want to be better than everyone else? Do it differently. You want to create value for your business? Do it different than everybody else is doing it. Find the right people. Get introduced to the right people. Get into conversations with the right people. Develop trust, respect, and like. And when it's time to have a conversation with that C-suite member, you'll know, because they'll trust and respect you enough to invite you to that conversation. Rant number 2 for today, done.